Antigone. How does the dramatist convey the overarching message of the play through language, characterization, and structure? For structure, we can see that there's a chronological progression of events. There's the format, so the opening scene, episodes, and closing scenes are there. There's the genre, so that's where the tragedy happens, so human downfall and result of arrogance. There is theatrical devices, so monologues become stichomythic exchanges. So monologues are the lines of characters in speech, while stichomythia is a quick-paced, two-person intellectual conversations. Sophocles uses stichomythia to create tension and conflict of opinion. As well, we can see that there's a prologue. That is where the opening scene occurs that sets the tone of the play. In the prologue, the theme is revealed, and conflict between man's law and God occurs. There's an introduction of Creon's edict honoring Eteocles and condemning Polynices, as well as Antigone decides to defy Antigone, while Ismene refuses to help her in fear of death. Also, we see that there is parados, that is, entrance of a group of men who make up the chorus. And the chorus shows background information, allowing the audience to follow the play. In episode 1, Creon declares his law on the burial of Eteocles and Polynices. Stesimen, speech by the chorus, identifies the wonders and power of men. Episode 2, Antigone's actions have been revealed, and she is taken to Creon for judgment. Stesimen 2 identifies that the curse follows Antigone's family. Episode 3, Haman argues with Creon's decision to punish Antigone. Stesimen 3, chorus discusses love and his power over men. Episode 4, Antigone is condemned to death. Stesimen 4, speech concerning men who face great dilemmas. Episode 5, Creon is told that the public sides with Antigone and that he should back down. Stesimen 5, an ode to Bacchus, hoping he will save the city of Thebes from the crisis. Exodus, messenger reveals the death of Antigone and Haman. Death of Creon's wife is announced. Also, another component is language. So the language constructs the atmosphere, tone, and mood of the novel. In the opening of the novel, the diction used in the prologue creates a somber atmosphere. Words used such as thin dark girl, she's going to die, nothing to be done, all gives a somber atmosphere. The mood and atmosphere also foreshadow the dark and tragic aspect of the play. It gives the reader an idea of what will happen in the novel. It also allows for recognition of different characters. So Antigone, Creon, and Haman use clear and simplistic language. Example, Antigone mentions, "I wasn't doing anything wrong." Creon says, "He was a rebel and traitor and you know it." So this shows how clear and simple their language is used. The chorus represents the metaphorical view of the play using formal and sophisticated language. For example, "You're mad, Creon, what have you done? Don't let her die, Creon. We'll all bear the scar for thousands of years." So this shows the thought behind the novel. So it mentions also the people of Thebes. So the chorus also distinguishes what is happening behind the scenes, allowing the reader a different perspective of the play. For example, the chorus mentions, "So, it's all over for Antigone. Soon it will be Creon's turn. Everyone's turn will come in the end." So, we also can see in the novel that there is different types of social classes that may be indicated through the diction of each character. So the hierarchy and power of Creon is represented by the strong and commanding language. Creon is referred to as Sir frequently by the guards, as well as he mentions numerous times to Antigone, "Listen to me," as well as, "Would you die for me?" He also mentions, "I command you." So it shows Creon's power. Also, we can see that the guards are represented by weaker passive language. Again, words used frequently are sir to Creon, and when Antigone mentions to the guards, she says, "I won't have them touch me," which represents how weak the guards are and the different social classes represented in the novel.
There are many important characters in the play which aid the dramatist to convey the overarching message of tragedy. So, first of all, we have the importance of the chorus, which is made up of a group of old Theban men who represent the embedded patriarchal society in Antigone. This affects the action of the play. In the beginning, it seems like the chorus is supporting Creon's rule. However, later on, the chorus reminds Creon to be more moderate with his actions. For example, his actions and decisions towards Antigone when he sentences her to death. The chorus also comments on the actions of the play. For example, he says, "What news do you bring?" allowing the reader to make connections as well. The chorus also connects the play to other myths and allows the reader other possibilities of what may occur in the play. For example, "But not for you, Creon. You still have something to learn. The poor of Thebes will go cold this winter, Creon." This creates alternatives and allows the reader to think as they read or watch the play. Moving on, we have the protagonist, who is Antigone. Antigone's fate is directly revealed in the prologue. Her devotion is displayed when she declares to defy Creon's rule and bury her brother. The driving force of the play is Antigone's rebellious move and determined loyalty in honor of her brother, which drives this play. For example, she said, "I'd have dried my hands and gone out in my apron to bury my brother." Her stubborn character leads to Marcia, defined as a tragic error causing her downfall in the play. She says, "You were wrong. I was sure you would have put me to death." Loyalty is usually referred to as an admirable trait. However, her devotion reasons tragedy in Thebes. The chorus mentions, "The poor of Thebes will go cold this winter, Creon." Now, her loyalty to the gods is quite fierce. Antigone follows divine laws most sacredly. She absolutely disregards the laws of man, which are Creon's laws, and the clash of Creon and Antigone symbolizes man versus the gods. There are no footprints next to Polynices' body after his burial, which may be evidence to support her siding with God and divine law. The chorus asks Creon if this is God's work, and Creon says the gods would want to help a terrible person. She is also a symbol of feminine revolt, sacrificing her life to stand up against patriarchal society. Creon dismisses Antigone as an overly dramatic female. She is a feminist symbol, yet her life has always been devoted to men, as she previously devoted her life to Oedipus, and now her life for the honor of Polynices. Moving on, we have the antagonist of the play, who is Creon, who is regarded as an absolute tyrant. Antigone tells Creon, "You're loathsome," and he replies with, "Yes, child, it's my job." He refuses to recognize the familial bonds Antigone has for her brother. He also rejects the laws of God for the laws of man. The tragedy in Antigone is quite different from the others, as all characters do have good intentions. This is powerful, however, as he is a weary man that suffers the burdens of rule. Creon says to Antigone, "I order you to be silent," showing his ruling personality. He is a practical man who distances himself from Oedipus and his line. His major interests are political and social order. As he states, "The mob knows already. They're all around the palace yelling, 'I can't turn back.' This shows dedication and loyalty to people, favoring them all over his family." Now, I would hope that you enjoy the following representation of visual images, accompanied by the song "Torn," which is where the speaker's voice is interpreted as Haman's voice, representing his love for Antigone, or it may also be represented through Antigone's voice, which would allow the listener to understand the hardships of her life. This mostly reflects on the protagonist's character and investigates the aspects of the events or circumstances of the tragedy.
So I saw a girl brought to life. She was warm, she came around, she was dignified. She showed me what it was to cry. You couldn't be that girl I adored. You don't seem to know, or seem to care, or what your heart is for. But I don't know her anymore. There's nothing left, I used to cry. My conversation has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's fine, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. Cold and I am shamed. I'm lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. Wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late and I'm already torn. Nothing left, I used to cry. My inspiration has run dry. And that's what's going on. 'Cause nothing's fine, I'm